I want to talk about something that has been bugging me for a while, and I feel like the best way to do this is to just blurt it out and then listen to others to see if they agree or disagree. There has been an epidemic of depression and an overall loss of sense of direction for a lot of younger people and even people my age. And there are many factors that can lead to that. And this is not the only one that is contributing, but I think it is, in a way, a substantial part of why we're seeing a rise in depression and anxiety for younger people and young adults and people even my age and older. People need to find their limits. They need to understand what they are capable of and what they are not capable of. And the only way to do that is to directly experience that yourself. If you can't find a way, if you can't navigate, if you've never navigated through adversity, then how do you know that you can? If you've never had to comprehend a substantially difficult subject matter, how do you know that you can? There is a lack of experience that young people and people including people my age who have not experienced certain aspects of life, good or bad, that have led them to understand themselves and what they are and are not capable of. And that unsurety can lead to anxiety. One of the biggest things that frustrates me is when you tell young people and you just blurt out words. You're amazing. You're brilliant. You're talented. You're smart. How does a kid know what that means? How does a child or a young adult really know what that means without experiencing something in life that has forced them to be amazing, that has forced them to... Great example, you were so brave. How does one know what brave means unless they've had to face something in life that forced them to be brave? Yes, I think we can all agree that humans are we're more resilient than we think we are. But how do we know that we are resilient unless we are faced with a scenario in life that forces us to be resilient? How do we know that we can withstand grief and sorrow and struggle unless we have been faced with it and have walked on the other side? They are baseless words that we're spewing out, and that people are unable to experience these things in their lives that give them that meaning. Yet through that experience, they can now understand what that word means to them. And instead of putting it on the back of a cereal box. You are amazing. Look, hey, I give it to Honeycomb. Great advertising. They understand that people love these cute words. They love these campaigns of "You matter 100%." Believe you can and you will. Believe in the power of you. How can you believe in something if you don't understand what that means to you, because you haven't experienced something that has given you the structure to be more resilient, to build up armor, to make you stronger? You can do hard things. Great. Thank you for telling me that. But have you done something hard? I mean, hard. physically, mentally, emotionally, have you done anything like that? And have you succeeded? And if you have, then you understand what that means. But if you have not, then what does that mean to you? It is meaningless. You can say something to me that I don't understand. How am I supposed to see it in the same way that you do? How am I supposed to comprehend what your interpretation of that phrase is if I haven't had this, if I haven't experienced such adversity or struggle or hardship that you did? Then to know that I can withstand it, that I can triumph. It's infuriating when all you're doing is you're saying things to kids and young adults that you're amazing, you're perfect. It's such an empty shell of a phrase because they don't understand what that means until they live it. And how can you live it unless you haven't faced adversity? All of these things come from struggle and adversity. Smart, talented. You have to work to gain a talent. You can do hard things. That's a great one. Believe you can and you will. But what does that mean to someone who never had to be? Believe you can and you will. I mean, you're giving people positivity not as a reward for doing something, because that's positive reinforcement, that you create that positive feedback loop so that people who are going through struggle understand that them getting out the other side is a feat in and of itself. And it's solely on them. And they were the ones that pushed through. They experienced the struggle. They know what it feels like to work so hard to get somewhere. And then you can tell them that, yes, from what I have seen from you, you are amazing. But if I don't see that, if I myself don't live it, and if someone else outside of me, if there was another being who just tells me that I'm amazing when I've done nothing to prove it, how do I know what that means? And I keep saying that on a loop because I'm trying to figure out a different way to say it, but I hope that you understand what I am trying to communicate here. It's because it's one thing to just tell someone that they're brilliant and that they're brave and that they're amazing and that they're strong, but it's another for that individual to live it.